Okay, here we are again. Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about the modern novel and experimenting with new narrative techniques and a different use of time and the stream of consciousness technique and the interior monologue. But before explaining all these things, I'd like to share with you some important thoughts I had this morning because this morning I read a report by a doctor, an Italian doctor who was infected with coronavirus, and it seems that now is luckily totally healed. But he said that when he was at the hospital, while he could only listen to his breath all day, he had time to reflect on life and what we take for granted, like our breath, our life, and the people we love, but they aren't. And in this particular period, we can easily understand the stream of consciousness of this doctor because, for example, me, at night, I can't sleep calmly like I used to before the virus, but too many sad thoughts and worry keep me awake with my eyes wide open. So I think this is the right moment when we can better understand the stream of consciousness as a narrative technique because we experience this stream of consciousness every day uh, more clearly than before. And this phrase, stream of consciousness, was indeed a narrative technique used by early 20th century authors such as James Joyce and Virginia Woolf. And the very idea of human consciousness as a stream was theorized by the American philosopher William James. And I remind you, this is also the time of the time when psychoanalysis started with Sigmund Freud. So it's the age of introspection. But now let's compare these two very similar authors, sorry, James Joyce and Virginia Woolf, who curiously were both born in the same year, 1882, and they both died in 1941. And their two masterpieces, Ulysses by James Joyce and Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, both take place on one single day, and this is curious again. And they both use the interior monologue, but in a different way. And in fact, the interior monologue can be divided in direct interior monologue and indirect interior monologue. And James Joyce in Ulysses uses the direct interior monologue, whereas Virginia Woolf and Mrs. Dalloway uses the indirect interior monologue. So, direct interior monologue presents the thoughts of a character in a direct, almost uncontrolled and non-filtered way. Thoughts are expressed using the first person point of view, and punctuation is abolished. Indirect interior monologue, on the contrary, shows the workings of the mind of a character using a third person omniscient narrator who controls the character's flux of thoughts and uses grammar rules and punctuation. So they are very different, even if they both use this interior monologue, but in this different way. Direct in Joyce's novel, Ulysses, and indirect in Virginia Woolf's novel, Mrs. Dalloway. So I hope this is clear, and that's all for today. And I am waiting for you for the next lesson. Bye!